Hi, Miss Robles. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. How was your weekend?
It was good. Good. Just going over lesson plans, getting ready for the week. How about yours?
Nice. Good. It was just very relaxing. Just
Mhm.
rested a lot, really.
Oh, good. Good.
Thank you for being able to meet with me today. I just kind of wanted to get your input and just get more clarification on your student, Emma. I did
Oh,
meet with Parent recently, and Parent did allow me to share with you that she's having a little bit of difficulty at home right now these last couple of weeks. So I was just wondering how you have seen Emma,
hmm
and if there's any like changes in behavior or anything that she's mentioned in class that you may feel concerned about.
hmm she hasn't mentioned anything, to be honest. She's a good student. Um, you know, sometimes, she has her camera on, sometimes she doesn't, but she doesn't give me any problems online or anything.
When you say that sometimes she has her camera on and sometimes she doesn't, how many days out of the week would you say that she has her camera on?
Um, I would say probably four of the days maybe, and then with that the camera's not on all the time.
So 4 out of 5 days out of the week, she has her camera on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, so most days she has it on, but
Yeah, but
during
not,
those days, it's not all day,
no, not a long duration.
not a long duration. Okay. How long would you say she is on, like you're able to see her face?
I would say maybe 10-15 minutes, and then she turns the camera off, and then maybe the next lesson she'll turn it on again and then turn it off. So I know she's there, when the camera's on. um, but as far as you know learning anything, or she's not being engaged as other students are.
And when you say engaged, like, does she appear to be engaged during those 10 minutes that she has the camera on?
No, she does. I mean, she doesn't participate as far as herself asking questions. I have to ask her a question.
And when you ask her questions, does she respond to you verbally? Does she type on the like chat, or how can you tell that she's engaged or she's responding to you?
She'll verbally answer the question. It's usually yes or no, um, but she doesn't type. It's usually verbal.
It's usually verbal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier 10 to 15 minutes is usually the amount of time that she'll stay visible on camera.
Yes.
Okay. And on average, is that usually like how many in a 40-minute, window,
Mm-hmm.
you are only able to see her 10 minutes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
is that consistent throughout the week? Like in the days that you say that she is online, or is, like Monday she shows her face through camera for 10 minutes, and then Tuesday it'll only be 5 minutes, or is it usually consistent with 10 minutes?
It's usually consistent with 10 minutes
It's usually consistent. Okay.
throughout the week.
Okay. So, if, like starting counseling, we would be working on, it sounds like her mom, she's having a little bit of anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
turning on her camera for class, feeling really shy, and not wanting, like her classmates to make fun of her on camera. What would you say would be successful in terms of her participating in class? Like, how many minutes would you say, like, knowing that she right now at the moment, she might not be able to be on camera for the full 40-minute block that
Mm-hmm.
you are teaching, but
Mm-hmm.
what would you say would be like something like maybe like a goal that we might want her to be on camera?
Well, if she's doing 10 to 15, I would say 20 minutes, because that would at least be half of the 40-minute class. So, and especially if she's having that anxiety, I think that would be a good goal. At least half the time having her camera on.
Okay, so if she can be on the camera live when you are teaching 50% of it, 50% of the time through
Hmm.
those block periods, like you would consider that being like okay, and as long as she's engaged.
Yes, definitely. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Are there any signs that you see when she's on camera, or maybe like any specific subjects where you feel like she becomes, a little bit more anxious and turns off her camera immediately?
I would say math.
Math?
Math, she seems to not be on camera as much.
Okay. So during math time. And
Mhm.
when do you usually teach math? Is it like usually like in the beginning of the day, the end of the day,
Usually it's about 10 o'clock, it's our second subject.
around 10 o'clock in the
Hmm.
morning?
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Have you been able to communicate with mom like your concerns in terms of her turning on the camera?
No, not as of yet, just because it's still new with the school year. So I was just going to give it a little more time.
Okay. Okay. But it sounds like the work that she's turning in, like, do you feel like she is grasping the information academically?
I would say somewhat. It's just hard, hard because with the camera off, I can't see if, if she's listening or, engaged.
Mm.
Um, but she is turning in some of her work.
Some of her work.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, so maybe that's something that maybe we can work on,
Hmm.
as we do want her to be, participating and engage. And most importantly, we do want to decrease the anxiety that she is having at the moment in
Hmm.
terms of like turning on the camera, feeling embarrassed or not wanting to get made fun of by her peers. Have you noticed any type of behavior in terms of like other peers making fun of her at all?
No, not at all. I haven't seen that.
Not at all at
Mm-mm,
the moment.
mm-mm.
Okay. Okay.